Yeah, what's up? Yeah, going live. Choo, 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 choo. What's up, Mar? What's going on, bro? We out here. We going live. All right. Just wait for a couple more people to get in here. You know, let me get in the zone. Here we go. All right. All right. Cool. All right. I'm about to start here in about 30 seconds. Have you seen the title? The title's called No Fap. This video will be about the no fap. That's what I'm saying, fam. Let's drop some gems in the meantime. Appreciate you, G. Thank you, man. Thank you for your support. Shoot, man. Glad that. Already. You laughing at me. For real. Alright, cool. Let's get started. Alright, so what's going on, y'all? You know, it's your boy Leak. You know what I mean? You already know. Shoot, Chulo, Hollywood, you know what I mean? All that on my aliases. Alright, so today, this video, we're going to be talking about NoFap. In the itinerary, you know how we do. What is NoFap, the benefits of NoFap, the women attraction off of NoFap, the U.S. agenda on minorities, middle and poor class, and my 30-day testimony off of NoFap. The reason I decided to do this video on NoFap, today marks day 30 of me doing NoFap, and let's jump right into it. So, what is NoFap? NoFap is a community based off of YouTube and just really around the world, based off of YouTube, but all around the world. And basically, this community is telling young men, teenage men, boys, whatever you want to call, basically to stop doing PMO, no pornography, no masturbation, no orgasm. So I know that right there alone, that sounds very radical, because a lot of us were groomed that, you know, oh yeah, it's very natural for, you know, a teenage boy to look at erotic images online and look at different videos online. And it is natural for a teenage boy, as well as young men and men, to, you know, look at pornography or look at, you know, masturbation. That's, you know, what we've been programmed to think, and that's what we were groomed under. So the thing is that NoFap is basically saying to do not fap. And fap is a coined term from the Japanese language, meaning to masturbate. So basically, why are they saying no fap? Like, why even bring this in a dialogue? Why even bring this up in conversation? Well, the thing is this: the dangers of porn is, well, porn. So let's start with porn. Pornography, that is, you know, erotic images. We have porn stars. I know a lot of us, you know, a lot of us young guys, we looked at porn stars growing up. I mean, I got a couple of my favorites, you know what I mean? A couple scenes that's pretty popping, whatever. But aside from all of that, pornography is very harmful. It's very, very harmful to you. What pornography does is that it's a very explicit image that you're looking at, right? And with this image, it drains your dopamine and your serotonin. Your serotonin and your dopamine is the chemical messengers within your body that gives you happiness, that gives you glee, that gives you satisfaction. So what I'm saying is this: whenever you look at these type of images, you're draining yourself of your serotonin, your dopamine, and in turn, you go out in the world on a mundane type of level, on a mundane type of thought process, and a mundane type of, you know, feeling and type of vigorance about you. You know, it's very low vibrational. So with that being said, a lot of people do this on a regular, and even in your conversation, you know, we say, you know, I'm chill, I like to chill, and of course, yeah, I like to chill too. I understand, you know, being chill is just being, you know, calm, cool, and collected. But if you ever notice that a lot of people are just chill, you know, and there's some type of people that, you know, kind of stand out though, like some, you know, energy, like, damn, you know, he got a lot of energy. Wow, he's a go-getter. Wow, you know, he's a, you know, powerful, you know, or whatever the thing, he or she. So The dangers of porn is that it drains you of your dopamine and your serotonin, right? So what are you saying, Malik? Basically, when you're drained of your serotonin and your dopamine, you're not operating at your optimal level. Your dialogue, your conversation is not as concise or as clear as it could be. Your into your engagement with the opposite sex or your engagement with your community is not it not at the best it could be. As far as you cannot relate, or you cannot have certain things that you could bring to the table because you're so focused on keeping up with the conversation rather than engaging in the conversation, being actually interested into the conversation, or just being interested in your environment or whatever the situation or the circumstance that you involved yourself in. Because if you don't know, now you know. You could just really change the rhetoric of this all. You could change the rhetoric of any conversation, or you can add to it, but you have the power and you have the say so to do so. But if we're so focused on like being accepted or being, just cool and, just kind of staying out the way and everything, you're not gonna, I think, in my eyes, in my opinion, that's not really being abundant. That's not really receiving the totality of the moment. And living in the moment is a blessing. Living in the moment is a gift. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people can live in the moment. A lot of people have to think, oh, what I'm going to be doing in the next minute, what I'm going to be doing in the next hour, in the next weeks to come, things of that sort. So it kind of hinders them. It kind of takes them away from what they could be doing right then and there and capitalizing on what they see was right in front of them. So whenever we stop doing PMO, which is no pornography, no masturbation, and no orgasm, you have the benefits of NoFap. And these is for my gentlemen out here. So the benefits of NoFap are this. You improve your social life. It improves your confidence. It renews interest in little things. It increases your motivation, it increases your sensitivity, it improves your health, sex, and good marriage, and marriage life. It takes away any erectile dysfunction or induced erectile dysfunction. It's better stamina, clarity of mind, feeling more lively and living to the fullest, appreciation and admiration of the women's inner and outer beauty, self-control, sleeping with better quality, experiencing better sex, and increasing your testosterone. And women increasing your testosterone. So these are just a couple of things that you get with like the benefits of NoFap. See, the thing is this, is that nowadays masculinity is now judged by how much money you have in your pocket. And that's what the world is making masculinity. The world is over here making masculinity into a toxic thing. You know what I mean? They're saying that, okay, well, you're not a man unless you can provide. You feel me? So now women are coming into the conversation or coming to, the life, or just people coming into your life off of the circumstances or the pre-notion of, oh, you're not in this pay grade. You're not in this, I think, what's it called, like a pay route or whatever the case may be. You're not in this level of income with us and everything. And they judge you off of that pretense. So masculinity has been judged and has been groomed now underneath that. And that's just flat right. No, that's not the case. So the thing is this, that's conscious masculinity. See, now when you're on NoFap and everything, you start to attract a lot more women. And the thing is this, that women, they don't understand. Women have pheromones and men have testosterone, right? So whenever you're attracting these women, you kind of wonder like, wow, I'm getting a lot more looks. Wow, I'm getting a lot more likes. And you wonder why. And this is the case, is that your seed holds power. So the masculine energy, right, is God's code, God's framework, God's will. It is the direction of God. It is the discipline of God. It is the order of God. So whenever you're over here disciplining yourself from not looking at these erotic images, whenever you're disciplining yourself on not touching yourself, you start over here and change. And in my life, I started to see that I didn't need to spend money. I didn't even know that, granted, when I started doing this, I stopped spending as much money. I didn't have a need to go out. I didn't have a need to cop things that I usually, would help me, desire or desirable. Like, I didn't have a need to go to the gym or get pre-workout or get nitrite acid or whatever, the case is, for my workouts and everything, just because holding in my semen was doing all the work for me. You know what I mean? So your seed basically is your masculine energy, and with that masculine energy is God's structure, is God's code, is God's will. Now see, the thing is this, with women, those are God's willpower. So a woman will multiply everything that you put in, that will multiply everything that you bring to the table. If you give a woman your seed, she'll give you a family. If you give a woman food, she'll give you dinner. Now, a woman multiply your state of being too. So if you go into a relationship and you're over here feeling, down and out, or you're feeling down or whatever the case may be, you have a negative state of being, the woman will multiply that for you if she in herself is too in a negative state of being. So now you have a hellish experience. Now, on the flip side of that, if you go into a relationship happy and with gaiety, and you got with love and light, and she as well is with love and light, she will magnify that with you. She'll magnify that as well, and you'll have heaven on earth. The thing is that women are God's willpower and men is God's will. So the thing is this, it's important for you to have structure. It's important for you to have stability. It's important for you to have discipline, because you're over here carrying out God's notion. You're carrying out God's plan in this universe. But see, the thing is, the evil and the enemy in this world has perverted masculinity to the point where, oh, it's toxic now. Oh, you got to walk on eggshells in order to talk to anybody now. You can't be the man that you're designed and meant to be. You can't express yourself how you're meant to be because of its fear and everything, and you're fearful. So a lot of these things, and another thing with this is that NoFap has a lot to do with your kidneys. There was a saying that says that God judges you by your kidneys. Your kidneys is in duality with everything in your body. Your kidneys power up everything that's two. Nostrils two, your eyes two, ears two, everything two. If you remember in the benefits, you would say that you have a increase in sensitivity. When I started NoFap, and this is on my 30-day, music sounded more enjoyable. I could start it, and this is for anybody that's ever taken like LSD or anything. Imagine when you were on that type of high, and I know this is probably not the best example, but imagine if you were on that type of high. It's basically that, but strung out. You reached that type of high in a matter of maybe like 30 minutes, 25 minutes, right? This is that, but this is that in a longevity sense. See, you get what you deserve, right? So the thing is this, your kidneys is powering up your genitals, and your genitals, aka generates your eyes. What attracts a woman is strong eyes and strong testicles. But see, the thing is this, women in a survival nature, in a mating nature, they have to pick who they want to mate with, but they want to pick the best mate to mate with. And they understand that through strong eyes and strong testicles. But at the same token, with all these images, with all these nuances saying that if he doesn't have this type of bag, if he doesn't have this type of pay grade, then granted, boom, she goes with that guy. And see, the thing is this, that guy will never have that woman subconsciously. She'll have her consciously, because on paper, everything makes sense. On paper, it makes sense to be with this guy. On paper, it makes sense to stay with the situation. But subconsciously, he does not have her heart. Subconsciously, he does not have her loyalty, because he doesn't discipline himself, because he doesn't have any order about himself, because he's not displaying any type of direction about himself. So women kind of peep that, and they're groomed to want to go to the AK alpha male. A lot of guys on YouTube, they teach you strategies, and the thing is this, you don't have to have any strategy, though. You don't have to have any strategy when it comes to attracting women. Now, going through life and going through everyday life, because every day is an uphill battle, and we are influenced by different planetary energies, it's wise to have a type of strategy about yourself where you can go through and be like, okay, this is the energy today, or this is what's affecting this person, or this, type of thing going on, because now you know how to move. You don't necessarily have to walk on eggshells, but if you can avoid certain situations, it'd be wise to do that. So the thing is this, do not take women so seriously too. So whenever you're doing this and everything, you gotta understand that women express how they feel in that. Excuse me, man. Somebody just called me, bro, and I'm really going live right now. I don't know why they called me, but yeah. So basically, yeah, you have to. You can't take women too seriously because, granted, they just express how they feel in that moment. And what we mess up as men, we try to rationalize that through our logic. We try to be logical with something that's interchangeable at any given second. So whenever you're with a woman and everything, it's not wise to over here try to be logical with her emotions and the way she's displaying. The only thing that you can do, you ain't got. I wouldn't say take them as a joke, but take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Don't internalize it and be like, oh yeah, she really meant that. This is what she really sees me as, and things of that sort. Always take things with a grain of salt. And with that being said, you can't make anybody feel any different. The only person you can make feel different is you. Now, yeah, you can hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah, you can make somebody, bring them up and uplift them and everything. But if they have their mind set, or if they have an emotion set on a certain type of situation or circumstance or topic, then let them have that. Because them as an individual, they have to change that with themselves. And women mess up on this. They try to love men out their pain. You can't love no man out his pain. And when they try to do that and they see that the man doesn't want to express his emotion, then they in turn on the back end of it get cold themselves. And that's when you hear the dialogue, men ain't shit, men ain't this, men ain't that. Because you can't love anybody out their pain. As an individual, you have to take the responsibility. You have to take that self-accountability and say that I want to change this for myself, necessarily. So that's the thing, with that. And the same goes with us. So when we try to approach women with a logical type of mindset, like, oh, why is she acting like this? It's just how she feels at the moment. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of us as people, whenever we get hungry, we have an attitude. Whenever we are depressed, we, might be lethargic, or we might, kind of come off, tired or whatever. Whatever we, in a range of emotions, different ways to display those emotions and everything. But the thing is, as men, we can kind of logic, like, depressed, you can break down the word, that's deep rest and everything. Basically, the solution if you're depressed is to have more sleep, rest your mind, rest your body, rest your spirit. Your spirit's in different modalities. You're over here trying to do too many things at one time and everything. Take your time, take it easy on a logical pretense. Now, for a woman, if she's feeling some type of way, like, oh, the way you chewing just making me upset, you can't really do too much about that. You just gotta let that be. You know what I mean? So that's just what that is. But basically, your kidneys is related to every two things in your body: your testicles, your eyes, and everything. So what a woman looks at for a female attraction is strong eyes and strong testicles. So today is my 30 days. So with my 30 days, what's happened with me, I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, and as far as, fat. And I don't say this to put anybody down or shame or put anybody guilt. Don't compare my situation to your situation. Because I'm the same cat that's back in the day. I've done everything underneath the sun. And when I mean everything underneath the sun, everything except for heroin. You know what I mean? So on some stuff, it ain't about, like I'm good being a goody two shoes or any of that. And it's not about appeasing anybody either. It's just that, granted, we all got our walk of life, and what I did back then brought me to where I am today. That's the motivation, because I know I don't want to go back to the pitiful, to the mundane, and to all that other stuff that, I used to do, granted, just to feel different and not be self-accountable over my feelings, or try to rationalize it and put the blame on others, like, oh, they put me in this situation. Because, granted, just as well, I could take myself out of a situation, I could put myself in a situation, and that's just being a man about it. You know what I mean? So whenever you start to practice this behavior, whenever you start to practice this practice of no pornography, no masturbation, no orgasm. Now, I know we thinking like, oh, Malik, so you saying that, I can't have sex? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, granted, semen retention. Hold your seed in. That's your gift. See, the thing is the game of life is who can harness the most energy. Now, women are already by default going to be abundant because their seed replenishes through their lifetime. You feel me? Like that through their lifetime, their seed replenishes. They go through menopause. They have, their periods and things of that sort. But for us, we can squeeze one out in just a matter of like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So what I'm saying is this: if you're willing to hold your seed in for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or even for the rest of your life, then you're deserving for the abundance. You're deserving of the discipline. You're deserving of the attention. You're deserving of the glory and the faith and the abundance that's in store for you and all the energy that's out here. So the thing is, the game of life is really who can harness the most energy. The saying is this: God judges you by your kidneys, how clean your kidneys are. So granted, if you look at these type of images, if you look at these type of erotic images and things of that sort, I'm not putting any shame on you. I understand, that's like, shit. I get a rise out of it too, and I take this day by day. You know what I mean? This is not my first time attempting this. You know what I mean? I've been toiling with this for maybe, I think, a year, close to maybe 6 months, 7 months now. But I really feel like I'm gonna stick with this because I don't want to. Yeah. And what you'll see with this, man, you'll be a positive influence in your community, and it's crazy. Like, whenever you talk to other guys, man, they feel you. You feel me? They understand that, oh, yeah, this is a brother right here. Like, he got my back. You feel me? Everything becomes a little bit more important to you. You know what I mean? You kind of take things a little bit more seriously. You're more proactive with your life. You see what you want to become, and you take it. You know what I mean? You don't take no for an answer. You going forward and you getting it by any means necessary. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of us, we like to make stuff sound sweet and make it sound gentle and everything. But sometimes, bro, be a man, but not to get lost in masculinity, but be yourself. You know what I mean? And don't be afraid to be yourself. If you are a little bit aggressive, then hey, do that. Have a little bit of diplomacy about yourself, a tenacity. But at the same token, if that's who you are, man, be you. You know what I mean? But, no buts, just the addition on that, there's a different version of you that is more exuberant, that's more lively, and that comes with the practice of holding in your seed. And you can groom into that, but you have to make that choice. The U.S. agenda on minorities, middle class, and poor people. So the thing is this: I remember I was looking at Rizza Islam, and Rizza Islam, he was talking about marijuana, right? Now, y'all know that they spraying pesticides on marijuana. They spraying all this stuff. So they got this chemical called atrazine, right? So they spraying atrazine on these marijuana plants, right? So atrazine was founded in the waters in Southern California. And basically, it was changing tadpoles. It was changing the male tadpole's duct, D-U-C-T, penis duct, into a vagina duct. So before the tadpoles were going over to the vagina duct, before they turned to the vagina duct, the tadpoles were going over to other tadpoles and they were trying to mate with them. The male tadpoles were trying to mate with other male tadpoles. So they're spraying on this. And basically what I'm saying is that you could chemically create homosexuality. You can influence homosexuality through what you smoke. And when you smoke and everything, you're not even supposed to smoke the weed. I think you're supposed to ingest it or put it in the tea. But you can't smoke it because you can, but I do. But definitely when you smoke weed, it feminizes you. Basically what I'm saying. So it puts, in soy too. Watch out for soy because they put in soy in our food. In the 1950s, there was a different type of man. All this soy in the food raises your estrogen. So men have estrogen. That's the word I was looking for. Men have estrogen just as well as we have testosterone, just as well as women have testosterone. They have estrogen. So what smoking weed does, and atrazine sprayed on that weed, it raises your estrogen. So men become feminine. They don't learn how to fight. They don't learn how to use their hands and everything. They become catty. They become bitchy. They start going back and forth with women. The thing is this: and as an individual, if you got to speak your piece to a woman, speak your piece. You feel me? I ain't going to take that away from you. But there's a difference between being disagreeing and being disagreeable. You know what I mean? We can disagree, but to be disagreeable, that just means you ain't trying to hear nothing. You ain't trying, you feel me? Anything that person say, that could be making the most sense, and you just don't want to hear it because it's coming from them. And, that's just the two modalities. But basically, they put this in the water. They spray it on these plants and everything, and their whole agenda is if we over sexualize them, we can kill them faster. So men and even kings back in the day, on the radical tense, they used to cut off the tip of their penis, and then they would say we don't need the king to be distracted by any other women's of the land. So I think this is where circumcision comes from. I'm not sure. I gotta do my research on that. But what I do know is that they used to cut the tip off the penis and everything, so the kings were more focused on carrying out the doctrines of the empires or of the dynasty, and not be distracted by the women. And the women knew that, so they wouldn't come and distract the men and everything. So what I'm saying is this: if you can mentally cut off the women, if you mentally cut off the urges, mentally cut off and stay focused on what you truly want out here and what you truly desire, everything will come in abundance. And it has, I'm telling you, holding that in, you'll get the female attention. They'll look in your eyes and they'll see how comfortable you are with looking at them. They'll see you're not trying to be low, not trying to be the light-skinned nigga. You look at them straight head on. You look at them straight head on and be like, yeah, I'm not playing around. It can go down right now. So you feel me? And not to be like that's just the whole mantra of it. You're not just trying to sleep with every damn girl that you run into, but you start to appreciate women. You know, you start to appreciate their personality. Looking at that type of image, looking at those videos and everything, like you subconsciously start thinking like, oh yeah, these are little sluts. Like, yeah, I'm about to goddamn fuck these bitches. Like, yeah, I'm about to goddamn, yeah, you little whore, all that other shit. You know what I mean? Like, that shit just, I mean, it's poor, it's distasteful. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm just, it is, low key, it's just poor, it is distasteful, man. Like, I get it, I get the culture, I get how we got them move, you know what I mean? Aside from all that, like, I get it, but at the same token, bro, I do get as well that, you know, shit, man, we all got mothers, we all got sisters, and as well, though, man, like, all these shorties out here, some of these shorties is pretty cool. Some of these shorties got their head on straight. Some of these shorties is kind of hip on game. Some of these shorties a little bit more thorough than some of these niggas out here. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, a girl will have your back. A girl will be more loyal to you than your partners, man. A girl will have your back way more than your partners and everything. And if you do realize, a girl will multiply everything about you. So if you got money about yourself, a girl gonna multiply and get more money for you and over here support you. I think that's what, you know, pimps and, you know, prostitutes knew back in the day. I think that's the mentality they had, but that's just a different direction that they took. Same type of concept, just a different direction. So with that just being said, I mean, you know, that's the U.S. agenda. If we can over-sexualize them, we can kill them faster. Whatever you put in your body is feminizing you. Smoking the weed, they pouring all these atrazine in it, herbicides and everything, the Agent Orange. You can look at your thing, you can look at your hand. Your hand is like DNA. It's like plant-based DNA. Just like the leaves, you see all the ridges on your hands, it's just like the ridges on the leaves. They putting on that, and they over here killing you from the inside out. Killing your seed. Because granted, if you can't reproduce, then granted, you can't reproduce. Then you become infertile, and then after infertility, you become sterile, and you can't have any more offsprings. So I mean, it's just different, you know. Divine masculinity is under attack. It's under attack nowadays, and they don't want you to be a man. They want you to be a different version of a woman. Be a man out here, you know what I mean, and understand what being a man is all about. Giving direction, showing discipline, and giving order out here. Understand what type of lifestyle that you're carrying out about yourself. Because whatever you're carrying out about yourself is what you're going to receive about yourself. You know what I mean? And you can take that as you want to. So, we talked about, let me see, am I all right? In my 30-day testimony. So, I've been on NoFap for about 30 days, man. What's up, Kevon? What's poppin', G? So, man, I've been on 30 days, man, NoFap. And Kevon, we just been talking about NoFap. Basically, it's a community saying no PMO, no pornography, no masturbation, no orgasm. On the no orgasm aspect, you can have, the thing is this, is that we're trying to rewire your brain, right? So even if you do like ejaculate having sex with a woman, we prefer, I mean, the community prefers that. I hate to sound like we like a cult type shit, but that's preferable, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, insist, like, if you over here have sex, ejaculate from sex. Don't ejaculate in your hand. Don't like save that for like the actual real thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, if even if you do that, and if you do find that, you know, you don't even want to ejaculate during sex, there's a certain type of sex called carezza, and that's basically sex without ejaculation. And carezza is a style of sex. It's called tantric yoga, aka tantric yoga, and it's transcendental type of sex. You feel me? It's like out of this world. You know, it's slow at first because, you know, the shit feel that damn good. So, you know, you do a little bit too fast, you might just come. But if, you know, take it slow at first and everything, and you start to feel the woman's body, and it's like the damn Avatar, like when they took their tails and they kind of coined them together and everything, and they felt that outer world experience. I mean, these movies, they know what the fuck, they know what they're talking about. So basically, like, whenever you do that, man, I mean, it's an outer world experience. Y'all breathing the same. It's like y'all can feel y'all same heart pace. Y'all on one accord and everything. And, you know, granted, I practiced that in my last relationship and everything. And, you know, it's different. And it's whenever you start getting used to the feeling, then you could start, you know, going harder at it or going at whatever, you know, desirable or preferred speed you like to have, you know, sex with or whatever. So, yeah, man. So it's different types and everything. And whenever you decide to ejaculate in that type of pretense, man, that's just whenever you want to procreate. You know what I mean? So, like I said, your seed is divine, man. Your seed is God's structure. Within your seed is God's structure, God's code, and God's will. And women, the feminine divine energy, is God will's power. The woman will multiply everything for you. So if you give her your seed, she'll give you a family. If you give her groceries, she'll give you dinner. If your state of being is happy and her state of being is happy, she'll give you heaven on earth. If your state of being is upset and her state of being is upset, then boom, you'll have a hellish experience. If your state of being is being happy and her state of being upset, you'll have friction, vice versa. And a lot of us go through that now as young people, and that's why it's so important to pay attention who you lay with, because whoever you lay with, man, you feel me? Spirits, whenever they see an opening to be a human being, because they've been a bug, they've been a parasite, they've been a fish, they've been a whale, when they have the opportunity to be a human being, they're going to jump into their first light that says, oh yeah, this is an opening to be a human being, and they're going to go forward. So you can't blame your son for coming here. You can't blame your daughter for coming here, because granted, them as a spirit, the spirit wants what it wants, and it wants to be birthed as a human being so it can live out through this experience and everything. But that's on you to be responsible and to be accountable about who you lay with and who you decide to spend that next 18 years with, raising your children, raising your child under, because that person gonna forever be in your life. Y'all got a child together, that's going to be ties that y'all going to always have, you feel me, through y'all lifetime. And not to say, you know, that's a bad or a good thing and everything, that's just what it is. So just to go into my last point, my 30-day testimony, I'll break it down. Day 5, I got energy and everything, you feel me? On my day 5, I was like, okay, I'm feeling good and everything, right? I got energy. On like day 7, I started getting aroused. Like, you know what I mean? Like, girls were like, you know, and I'm on campus right now, so shorties, they was walking around, and the girls over here, they be wearing some shit, I'm telling you, dog. So I'm like, you know, damn, you know, the shit fire. You know what I mean? I'm, you know, getting aroused and shit. Day 14, day 15, I'm starting to get in my zen. So every morning, like, you know, every morning I go walk around campus. I do my push-ups, I do my sit-ups and all this. You know, I work out. Yeah, I try that every day. I try, you know, stay active and shit. Because, whatever. But on my day 15, I felt like my zen. I felt good. Like, you know, I just felt positive. I felt, you know, no anxiety and everything. And the reason I started this NoFap journey is because, you know, I had like bad anxiety at a point in time. I was like 23, 24, you know, going into class, scared to speak up, you know, I guess I'm handsome or whatever. Girls come to me, I look the other way. I was always walking with my head down, looking at the ground, avoiding eye contact. You know what I mean? And that was just like, going, just rushing back to my room, cutting the lights off, being in the dark, and just, just be like, damn, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I'm missing out on life, you know what I mean? So the whole reason I started this is because I was like, shit, I want better. Granted, all my other partners, man, they having a great time. They meeting new people, you know what I mean? Shit, I deserve the same shit. And I just ran across this on YouTube, thank God. And I'm over here, started practicing all these behaviors, practicing. I seen these testimonies from all these guys on the internet, and they were just, like, yo. And a lot of it was relative to my situation. A lot of it was like, damn, like, oh, this ain't by chance. It was like divine intervention. So, I started, practicing these things, and then, I just see my life slowly change. And it's a slow process, you know what I mean? You got to take it day by day. So the thing is the No Fap 90 challenge, but once you start to really getting more depth into it, you start to take away the challenge. You start to say, fuck the challenge, because a challenge invites the dialogue to say that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do what I used to do. I'm going to go ahead and relapse because I didn't beat the challenge. But see, the thing is, you got to make this a part of your lifestyle, because it's way deeper than the damn challenge. It's way deeper than the Bow Wow challenge. What, your seed is God's, with men, your masculine seed is God willpower, it's God's discipline, God's direction, and God's order. And God needs us to carry out this thing, because he gave us these gifts, and we got to remember who gave us these gifts. You feel me? We think we did it all by ourselves. Nah, we doing it for something. So we doing it for the abundance. We doing it to raise the energy on our planet, and it starts with us and everything. And see, you got to understand that women are impressionable. So whoever they see deemed empowered, they're going to follow that direction. You know what I mean? But that doesn't necessarily mean that direction, and we just talked about directions, giving an example with pimps and hoes, things of that sort, that whenever a woman's willpower just 10 times God's will. So if you give a woman your seed, she'll give you a family. If you give her dinner, if you give her groceries, she'll give you dinner. Your state of being, she'll multiply that, whether it be a hellish or a heaven experience. So it's just the type of direction that you decide to groom into. So whenever, power has been associated with how much money you got and how much materialistic you have and everything like that, and it's all been programming. So it just takes us, and it takes, excuse me, day in and day out, consistency, hard work, and faith to change the rhetoric and change the climate that, we all start to go through. So in my 30 days, so my day 15th, I felt my zen. On day 20, I started to get the attraction. I mean, my posture started to change. You feel me? My shoulders started to roll back. I started to walk, more confidently. I started to pace myself. Always remember this: do not react to the world, let the world react to you. So even if it was chaotic, you know what I mean, I'll just keep my composure. I'm going in solid strength, you know what I mean, just just being myself and everything, and being okay in my own skin, you know what I mean. And that right there is very, for guys, I'm telling you, man, for a woman, it's attractive to her, you feel me, to just see security within yourself and everything, to have security and know who you are and what you're about, you feel me, and you're doing something that a lot of people are not doing, and that's something to take a little bit of pride in. Don't be prideful about it. Always, have a humility about yourself, but at the same token, be proud of yourself, bro. Give yourself a pat on the back, because a lot of guys, a lot of people out in the world don't even know about this, or are not practicing this type of behavior, and you deserve the abundance. You deserve the glory. You deserve everything that comes with it, because it's so easy for you to deplete your energy versus the woman. Her energy depletes over her lifespan. You feel me? She goes through menopause in her 40s. You feel me? So her day-to-day routine in life is always going to be abundant. And for us, we run the risk way more higher to have a scarce mindset, to have a scarce lifestyle, to be in a scarce modality and have scarce behavior. We run the risk way more higher to be limited when they, already abundant. And everything in this world and in this, what we program to believe is for them and for the betterment and this and that sort. And it is, you got to understand, we were put on this earth to help out. We were put on this earth to give direction. We were born on this earth to give order because it was chaos. It was chaos before us. And not to say they made it chaos or we made it chaos, but it's been chaos here. And God needs us over here working his favor. And God's working in our favor more than you know it. So on my day 15, on my day 20th, I felt my zen. My day 15, I felt my zen. My day 20th, I got a lot of attraction. Day 27, I started, I'm on that with a lot of guys, you know what I mean? I'm dapping them up, I'm talking my jang, you know what I mean? We over here, we kicking the shit and everything, but more so, I'm over here spreading my message. I'm more comfortable spreading my message. I'm over here walking with my brothers and everything. What up, Hannah? It's good. So I'm walking with my brothers. I talk to my family, and just being more active in my community. And with that being said, man, I'm not to sound superstitious, but I got an upcoming opportunity where, I could hopefully be working in the public school system here in Durham, man. So, I'm just like, it's not set in stone, but I believe in speaking things in existence, and, I'm just hoping I get that, you know what I mean? So, I'm just, it's just everything, things is happening for you, and it's happening, at a rapid rate. 30 days, your life could change. Hell, damn, like I said, 15 days I felt my zen. On day 5 to 7, I felt that arousal. You know what I mean? So it's like right now, that was day 27. I was like on that with a lot of my partners, and day 30, here we are today. You know what I mean? So I'll do another update day 60, and I'll do another update on day 90, and I'll tell you what's changed. But as far as what's changed in my life, no anxiety. The anxieties went away. More confidence about myself. The female attraction is there. Learning about the kidneys. Everything in your kidneys generates everything that's two on your body. So the kidneys generates your genitals. Genitals generates your eyes. Women are attracted to strong eyes and strong testicles because on a survival aspect, they're trying to mate with the best mate that they can find. They want their offsprings to be the best they can be and everything. And through that, it's through strong eyes and through testicles. But we've been programmed to believe, because of the controlling image saying that masculinity is deemed and only coined if you have this type of bag, if you have this type of job, if you have this type of position. It ain't about what's on you, it's about what's in you. Literally, it ain't about what's on you, it's about what's in you. So yeah, I just wanted to come up on here, man. I don't know if I was too long or too short. I don't know, But yeah, and just to go back over, this was the NoFap video, the 30-day update. We talked about what is NoFap, no PMO. PMO stands for no pornography, masturbation, orgasm. The dangers of porn. We talked about the benefits of NoFap, women attraction, the U.S. agenda on minority, middle class, and poor class, and my personal 30-day testimony. And I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. I just coming from work. I'm a little tired. But yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And like I always say, man, don't feel shame, don't feel guilt. You feel me? Your first time is not your 50th time, your 50th time is not your 150th time. You always got to keep going. Take it day by day, man. Believe in yourself. And always remember, man, you feel me? Just self-love is the best love, man. Don't let anybody make you feel shame. Don't let anybody make you feel guilt because of something that you did not know or a circumstance that you did not have control of. You feel me? Just over here, always remember that and keep positive, keep the faith, and do the best you can do out here. And that's all we ask of. You feel me? I love y'all. Y'all stay up. Peace.